The restaurant was bustling with energy as families, couples, and businesspeople filled the space. Keanu Reeves sat quietly in a corner booth, enjoying his meal while observing the people around him. He preferred moments like these, simple, unassuming. Across the room, a man in a worn-out jacket sat at a table with his young daughter. His clothes were slightly faded, his shoes scuffed, yet his eyes held warmth as he tried to make the meal feel special for his little girl. Keanu noticed how he spoke gently to her, cutting her food into small bites, smiling despite the exhaustion in his face. Just then, a loud, arrogant voice echoed through the restaurant. "I swear, they'll let just anyone in here these days." Keanu turned his head towards the source of the comment. A well-dressed businessman, seated at a nearby table, sneered as he glared at the struggling father. The father's face flushed with embarrassment, but he remained silent. His daughter looked up at him, sensing something was wrong. The businessman smirked and leaned over to his colleague. "I mean, just look at him. Can he even afford a meal here? Probably paid in loose change. Some people should know their place." Keanu felt a wave of anger rise within him. The struggling father shifted uncomfortably, clearly affected by the cruel words, but he kept his composure for his daughter's sake. The businessman chuckled, not even bothering to lower his voice. "Imagine bringing your kid here when you can barely take care of yourself. Pathetic." Keanu clenched his jaw. Enough was enough. He calmly put down his fork, stood up, and walked toward the businessman's table. The entire restaurant had fallen silent, eyes shifting between the two men. "You have a lot to say about people you know nothing about," Keanu said, his voice steady but firm. The businessman looked up, surprised. A murmur spread across the restaurant as people began recognizing Keanu. The businessman's smug expression faltered for a moment before he scoffed. "And who do you think you are? Defending charity cases now?" he said mockingly. Keanu crossed his arms, his gaze unwavering. "You judge people based on their wallets, but let me tell you something, kindness and dignity are worth more than any money you'll ever have." The businessman rolled his eyes. "Spare me the lecture. This is a high-end place. If people like him can't afford it, they shouldn't be here." Keanu let out a soft chuckle, shaking his head. "You see, that's where you're wrong. This place isn't exclusive to arrogance and cruelty. In fact..." He reached into his pocket, pulled out a thick wad of cash, and placed it on the struggling father's table. "This meal? It's on me. And if you need anything else, order it. You and your daughter deserve it." The father's eyes widened in shock. Thank you, but I can't accept this," he stammered. Keanu smiled gently. "Yes, you can. You've already paid with something far more valuable, love and respect for your daughter." The businessman's face turned red with embarrassment, but Keanu wasn't done. He turned back to the man and leaned in slightly. "The way you treat others says more about you than them. And right now, you've shown everyone here exactly what kind of person you are." The restaurant patrons murmured in agreement. Some nodded, others shot glares at the businessman, whose confidence had now completely crumbled. His colleague awkwardly shuffled in his seat, clearly distancing himself from the situation. The businessman opened his mouth to respond, but no words came out. The struggling father, still overwhelmed, held his daughter's hand tightly. She looked up at Keanu with wide, grateful eyes. "Are you a superhero?" she asked innocently. Keanu chuckled, crouching down to meet her eye level. "No, sweetheart. Just someone who believes that kindness always wins." The little girl beamed, and the father's eyes welled up with tears. "I don't know how to thank you," he whispered. "Just keep being an amazing dad," Keanu said sincerely. As Keanu returned to his seat, the restaurant erupted into quiet applause. The businessman hastily threw cash on the table, mumbling something about leaving, before practically running out of the restaurant. His departure only fueled the satisfaction among the onlookers. The struggling father looked around, still in disbelief, before bowing his head in gratitude. Keanu simply smiled, nodding in acknowledgement. The waiter approached hesitantly. "Mr. Reeves, that was incredible. Would you like us to bring you dessert? On the house?" Keanu grinned. "That won't be necessary, but I do have a request. Make sure that father and daughter get anything they want, no charge." The waiter eagerly agreed. As Keanu sat back, the little girl waved at him. He waved back, his heart full. The lesson had been clear: wealth wasn't measured in money, but in kindness. And today, kindness had won. If you believe in standing up for what's right, don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon for more inspiring stories.